Hi guys, how are you? Today is a Tuesday and I'm very sorry I was absent last week. I was completely burned out from my film release, so I decided to let it go and then took a break from last week from all the works and spent a lot of time to watch Oscar nominated films. So now I'm back and I have so many things I want to update and share with you, as well as a lot of future plans. And I got my coffee ready, even though this is not technically a coffee chat, but still kind of like a catching up with friends. If you're new here, my name is Nani and I'm a writer-director based in Los Angeles, and my films just came out 2 weeks ago. So if you want to watch my film, you can go on Apple TV to rent and buy the film. Also Amazon, lots of places. I'm just gonna leave the link down below so you can check it out. In today's video, I want to kind of catch up with you a little bit what has been going on. So last week, as I mentioned before, I watched a lot of films. I went through all the Oscars nominated film, narrative films, as well as international narratives and narrative shorts. I couldn't get through all the other category, but this is probably one of the time that I watch the majority of the film of the year. So I just like to get prepared before I go to watch the event, the ceremony, so I know what people is talking about, what kind of film that is winning and what kind of film that people are paying attention to. Sadly, my favorite international feature didn't win, which is The Worst Person in the World. If you haven't watched that film, The Worst Person in the World, definitely going to check it out. I cried throughout the entire film, and it's definitely going to become one of my favorite films now. I'm planning on purchasing that film and going to learn about the film. And also, last week, my friend Carrie recommended me a secondhand bookstore, and I went to the bookstore and running into an entire session. I probably bought, 7 books from that session, because every single book is completely pinpointing the new script that I'm working on. It's like all the things I want to know, all the stuff I want to learn about is all together in that session of books that I know those content can help me to enrich my script. So I bought all those books. It's like $5 each, and that kind of triggered me to even want to write more, as well as the Oscars Best Screenplay, Belfast, as well as Coda. They are like one of the films that as soon as I watch it, I feel so personal in terms of the story, and it made me really want to create another very personal story. So overall, all those information kind of hit me, made me really want to focus on my writing now, since my film is completely released now, even though I'm still working on getting critic reviews and international release and stuff, but majority of the work is done. So I redid my planning. If you can recall, earlier this year I posted a plan with me video. So basically I share about my major goal of the year and all the 10 goals and how I divide those goals to each season. So since it's the end of the March, so I went ahead and did a review earlier today about the past 3 months, as well as all the goals that I'm having, and see how I can make that fit into the second season of the year. So I'm thinking about sharing that with you today. Let me take a sip of coffee first. By the way, this is decaf. It's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can't help it. I really want to drink some coffee, so I go ahead and start some decaf. Anyway, so I'm going to show you my plan now. So if you can recall, I have all the basically habit goals or goal that need to do as a compound effect in order to complete, and my achievement goal and the experimental goal. So my two keywords of the year is simplify and then experiment. I really don't think I've done a good job in terms of simplify. My last several months is very complicated. I was getting a raise at my day job, so I add on a lot of extra work and extra hours, as well as the film release. We were trying to fit in as much publicity as we can, and that kind of made me really sick, physically sick, and completely burnt out. That's one of the reasons I took a break last week, even though I still have some social media stuff I need to work on for my film, but I decided to put it on hold. It's very difficult as an indie filmmaker that you have to do most of the stuff on your own. Luckily, I do have my friend and my actress helping me, but still, it's one person doing entire production team's work, if that makes sense. And now I went back to look the past 3 months, but I didn't do my monthly checking, so I was not aware I actually planned on write my second draft throughout these 3 months, and I didn't. So this was my plan at the time, or actually 3 drafts. So I was hoping to break down the story one more time in January, so I can write the second draft in February and the third draft in March. And then clearly that was too much of things to do, especially my main goal in March, before March, is my film launch and the film launch campaign. So that made writing script very difficult with a day job. So I kind of, today I went in, crossed them out, and then I moved my second draft to April. And April will be solely focusing on breathe and adjust. And May and June, I'm going to work on some stuff for my website. I don't know why it's not focused. Alright, anyway, yeah, so my main goal in April is to basically take a breath and rescheduling and adjust to everything, since I don't need to work on film release stuff anymore. I'm hoping that I have a lot of time, or at least I can prioritize my writing now, because I have been talking to a lot of people after my film release. People reached out that having another script ready as soon as possible is quite important. And also I want to catch up some competitions and fellowship, so that's what I'm going to work on for the most of the part. As you know, I'm still having my day job because I really want to make extra money, as well as keep my 401k as long as I can, because I want to make sure when I get old I get paid. So that kind of make this situation a little bit more difficult, but I think I can do it. So I went ahead to went through all my plan to rethink about everything, which is very difficult because I have so many other side things I want to achieve. For example, an English grammar book I'm working on. I really want to improve my English, as well as I will study French, and then the class is going to expire in half a year, so I want to get through as much material as possible. And also I have 24 books goal of the year and 100 movies goal of the year, which I'm doing really great on that one. I already went through 37 studio films and then at least 15 independent film that's not released yet. So that's pretty ahead of the track. I always have no problem watching films. And also I want to keep running YouTube channel to build up this community and share my journey with you guys. So that's something that's going to take a lot of my time as well. So it's very overwhelming to think about all the things I want to achieve. So what I did this morning is I went ahead to list everything again, because sometimes when you write things down, even you already have a list, you're looking at them, it feels different when you actually rewrite some of the tasks or goals that you have down in order to reprocess and think about them. And then in this process, you can have much more understanding of what's the priority. I hope I'm making sense. So what I have done is I write all the stuff that I want to achieve down, and roughly guessing how many I need to achieve per week, per month. So for example, I need to watch 2 movies a week in order to finish my 100 movie goal. The 2 films mostly means the film that's released, not the film that's unreleased that I was sent to watch. For books, I need to read 2.5 books per month, so that roughly equivalent 15 pages a day, and I'm a very slow reader, so I need at least 1 hour a day. And I do want to do newsletter again, which I have been stopped the newsletter for a long time. As you can tell, not that I don't want to share with you, but I just really running out my energy. But I really want to see if I can get that thing back. So I'm gonna try on that one. And as you can see, the blue book is for my English grammar. In French class, I need to do 1 hour a day. And the screenplay, I'm planning on do 1 to 3 hours per day. And YouTube need 8 hours at least every week. That's the total things I need to get done, not including my day job. So basically what I did is I went ahead looking at my schedule of first 3 months to see what's the main reason of not being able to getting my writing down. I know I was very busy and occupied, but I think the main reason is I wasn't prioritizing my writing. I was completely prioritizing my film releasing, which is fine. But now I have much more space, and the rest of the stuff about my film Beneath the Banner Tree is not as important. I mean, they are important, but they are secondary compared to having my next script finalized. So I made my mind that I want to rescheduling, kind of use my keyword experimenting a little bit with my schedule to see if it works. So that's what I want to share with you later. So basically what my thinking is, let me show you. Since I have this whole list of things needs to do daily or weekly or bi-weekly, I need to think about if I have bigger project coming. For example, last 3 months would be film release, or later I want to do a project for my website. Those are side projects that not belongs to this daily weekly task session. In order to be able to do these bigger tasks, I have to sacrifice some of the time that I need to use for those tasks. I want to be more mindful. So I went ahead, prioritized this list of things. So my first priority is always screenplay, and the book reading is the second, and the English grammar, the blue book, is the third one. So in this order, the newsletter, French class, these are things that's a list in a priority. And if I need to kind of give up on something, I'm going to go from the bottom. I'm going to trying to not doing newsletter this week, or not taking French class for this couple days, or not watching as much movie as I want, which is 2 movies a week, in order to get work done. But my first top priority is writing and reading. And then in that way, no matter what I give up, I won't give up my screenplay, if that makes sense. So I went ahead, did 2 weeks of schedule as an experiment. I'm going to show you that now. Alright, so this is my Google Calendar, and then what I'm doing right now is recording video. I started a little bit late, so I'm at the end of the planned spot, but it's okay if I went over a little bit. And what I did is, the orange one is my day job. I trying to schedule my writing right after my day job, so in that way nothing really should get in the way. So if I have a day job in the afternoon or towards the late morning, then I will have my writing before the day job, and then after I get my writing done, I will try to fit other stuff in, which is like editing YouTube video, doing social media stuff, design Instagram post. This is, the dark blue is all for beneath the banyan tree stuff. I also schedule myself some of the time before I go to bed for reading, so I hope that can build into a habit. And for the morning, the first thing I will do in the morning is to drink coffee and then working on my English grammar. So next week probably makes much more sense for you. Like I said, I try to schedule my writing first. So in the next week's schedule, you can see my writing is always happen first, unless I have a very early day job, then it will happen right after. After I done writing, I'm trying to start fading other stuff in, like YouTube stuff, my therapy session, my French class, and writing newsletter, and just overall other stuff. So my hope is in this way I'm able to prioritize my writing more. But honestly, I don't know how it will go, because a lot of time if I have a longer shift at my day job, I came home and I feel exhausted. And I did try to schedule a 20 minutes nap, but it's going to take a lot of discipline. What I did, another thing is I kind of trying to schedule in a way that I'm literally going to write right after my day job, and I'll just stay in the coffee shop to write before I came home. So I want to try to see if I can, for example, in the morning, directly go to coffee shop and work there, and after that directly go to work at my day job instead of trying to write at home. It's definitely not going to be as comfortable and cozy compare writing at home, but at the same time that should help with my in terms of productivity, because a lot of time when I'm at home I tend to want to lying down on my couch or on my this little reading couch or in bed, and then if I start doing that, I will find myself mindlessly start scrolling on my phone, which I don't want that happen. So I'm going to try how that feels like if I basically treat my writing as part of my job. So I go to work and stay there and then write at a coffee shop as well, and once I get it done I go home, and the rest of like YouTube or other social media, French class, those will be my side hustle stuff. I hope I'm making sense. I hope in that way I can building up a habit and a mindset to prioritize my writing. And I'll share with you later how it goes. And this is going to be the first week. and I'm going to try this for 3 weeks and to let you know how I think about this new way of scheduling, and if that can really help with the writing. I have been having 3 stories in my mind, and one is already on paper, but now I just came up another 2, and I have this enormous kind of eager to write them down, but I don't have as much space and brain energy to going to analyze every story in detail. Part of me are so afraid I'm going to lose the idea, but I think that's okay. If I lose the idea, somebody will catch it. That film eventually is going to be made. I like to think like that. That's what I read in the book The Big Magic, and that completely changed my perspective about my creativity. And another thing I want to start trying is, if you can recall, several years ago I did a whole worksheet and program video about artist mind reset. And since I have been all over the place trying to promote my film, my brain is a mess currently, and I don't think I'm at the best place in terms of my creativity. So I'm going to try to go through my own program and my own worksheet, and to see how well it helps me to reset everything, to have that mind space reset, to kind of cultivate my creativity a little bit more. And I think throughout this process I can know what works better or what won't really work that much, so I can upgrade this whole worksheet so I can share with you guys later. I think this is pretty much what I want to share with you today. I have somebody here. Oh, 2! Look at them. Poopy, Booger. They're snuggling right now. And I have to share with you this very sad thing. Don't judge me, but I forgot to water the plants, and they dead. They pretty much dying because I wasn't really taking care of them. And I got this. I got my leading actress signed this cards for me. My friend gave me this frame so I can leave it here. Anyway, just want to show off my film session. So I hope this video is interesting, since I'm just basically spit out all the stuff that's in my mind to you and my plan to you. I just want to try to involve you as much as I can into my process, and later share with you what works, what doesn't work. Sometimes I might be too occupied and wouldn't be able to share with you, and today is just one of those days I really want to give you updates and check in with you about what's going on. And what about you? Are you working on any project that you're very excited about, and how do you prioritize your writing, especially if you have another job? Can you share with me how do you prioritize your writing? Is it difficult for you as well, or it's just me? Please comment down below. I would love to learn something from you as well, and we can share with each other. Thank you so much for being here this whole time, and remember to go check out my film if you haven't already. It will be linked down below, all the ways to watch it, or you can just go beneath the banyan tree and see whichever way you want to watch it. You can just watch it. Easy access, of course, if you are in US, Canada. For the other locations around the world, I'm working on the release. I'm going to try to figure out a way to release my film for you as well. Yeah. And also one more thing, my actress and I did a live stream, and we chat all about my film, how we're making the film, what it's like trying to make a film while you're still having day job, just all the insights about our career and our film Beneath the Banyan Tree. That live stream was done on March 14th. If you haven't already, definitely check that one out. I'm gonna put it right here. It's going to have a lot of very interesting insight stuff. I thought it was really motivational. Yeah. Alright, thank you for watching. Be patient, be present, stay creative. I'll see you next week.